Hi, how are you? Glad to see you all. I'm happy to see Mark here, Kathy, Dan, Carrie. I'll be leading you today through our first webinar on Office 365 as part of our Becoming series. This will be our entry-level course for teaching you the basics on everything you find inside of Office that you have and how to use it in a collaborative sense, how to use it more effectively to make your day-to-day as an accountant or somebody who works with accountants so much smoother. So I'll be showing you a few different applications and how to deploy them in your day-to-day very, very briefly so that you can start using some of these tools and exploiting them. So as we are just a minute out from starting, just gonna hold on and just see who is available or who's going to make it, and we'll kick it off. Please, throughout the entire interaction, if you would like to ask any questions, you're welcome to turn on your mic and ask. Or if you'd like to drop your questions in the chat, I'll be more than happy to take them there. Right, so we are ready to begin. So I'll be sharing my screen with you momentarily, and we will begin. All right, can you confirm that you can see my screen? Thank you for the confirmation, Nakisha. All right, so today as part of a Becoming series, as I mentioned, we are starting with the 365 suite, and as part of our Tech Guru deployment for all users, we have E3 used as our standard licensing inside of Microsoft, as you well know. And if you were not aware, um, this is part of that awareness journey that I want to bring you on. So you can start using the tools that you already have in-house to better collaborate with your clients, with your employees, with your teams. And apart from that, just to make yourself a more efficient all-rounder in terms of getting your work done on the day-to-day. And part of that is getting things to happen automatically for you, just so that you don't have to think about them, you just find them happening. So these are some of the processes I'll be working with you today. So just to bring your attention to our E3 license, our Microsoft 365 E3 license. So and it now comes non-standard with Teams, so there's an additional license for Teams, but we'll consider it as part of our setup for today. So you will see within our 365 applications, not we have Microsoft 365 applications for your desktop and for mobile at an enterprise level, which I'll explain to you a little bit more about that. And you have the 1 terabytes of cloud storage, and this is joined into your OneDrive. And we have core security functionalities, AI chat experiences. So you've got the basic AI that's built in because Microsoft has got a high level of AI called Copilot, but we have a basic free level, whereas there's a purchase level as well. We'll be talking about the free built-in one. So I'd like to point out to you that you have a host of applications that are available to you. Most people are aware that they have Word, they have Excel and PowerPoint, but I need to make you very aware that you also have a license for Windows 11 that comes along with your E3 purchase. So if you're still currently on Windows 10, but your computer is compliant and is able to be upgraded to Windows 11, you are able to do so. So if you're still on Windows 10, we suggest you get to Windows 11 as soon as possible, because at an enterprise level, it is far more secure. You've got a far more features, and it is the current software from Windows, so it is actively being developed and maintained, whereas the older versions, that is less so, even though Windows 10 is still being maintained Windows 11 is far more secure. So we suggest getting up to that. You can always reach out to us about that. So Outlook and Exchange, dealing with your mail, SharePoint, and OneNote, which not everybody uses. It's just yet. We've got OneDrive that most clients are familiar with, which is our online cloud storage. We've got Microsoft Stream, Microsoft Bookings, Access, Viva Engage, Viva Insight, Microsoft Lists, Microsoft Forms, Sway, Visio, Power Apps, Power Automate, Microsoft Planner, Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Loop, and Clipchamp. So this is part of the suite that you have. So in terms of working collaboratively and working more efficiently, today I will be focusing on Microsoft Loop, Microsoft To Do, Planner, on Sway, Power Automate, Microsoft Forms, and lists. If we have a bit more time, we can discuss those. Microsoft Stream, I'll just touch on it and make you aware that it is Microsoft's version of what everybody else seems to be using at the moment is Loop, but it is a built-in video creator that you can create short videos with, that you can present, and you can send them to your teams. So if you're doing a very short training or you want to explain something, this is a great tool to use without going outside of the Microsoft ecosystem, because they use the same enterprise security that protects your emails and everything else. So instead of trusting a third party, you may as well just use what you already have within your Microsoft suite, because it integrates into your OneDrive, into that 1 TB of storage that you have. So this being outlined, I'm going to go ahead and have a look at my Office setup here. So when you sign into Office.com in your browser, this is what you'll see. Because Microsoft has updated their browsing experience, and they've renamed Office into Microsoft 365 Copilot in general. So this is what it's called now. So it is still Office in the browser, and there's nothing really too difficult about it. It's just that AI has come to the forefront and they want you to use it more. So if at this point you haven't started using AI just yet, which I think most people at this point are really excited about and are using it frequently, you may want to get into using it at a basic level, proofreading your emails, asking about ideas, and then you can move on to doing research, to getting equations, to figuring out what is happening in terms of accounting, bookkeeping, and so on an organizational level. Or if you are somebody who's writing dissertations or training manuals, for example, this is a great resource for doing large amounts of research in a very short time. So this is the first tool that's going to be a part of your arsenal. So you definitely want to have a look into it, see what is the best way to use it, what type of prompts it responds to. So of course, it comes with the caveat that AI is relatively new. Though it is a very powerful tool that we all have access to, one must keep in mind that it does sometimes give you answers that aren't 100% correct technically. Even though they do make sense, it's always good to have a secondary resource to check or to confirm what you are receiving. So please do not draft anything and immediately send it to your clients as the absolute truth, because AI references the internet, and we know not everything on the internet is as true as they want us to believe it is. So please just keep that in mind. So I want us to go over to the application section, and you'll see I already have Planner and Loop set up for us. But once you click on applications, you'll see that it gives you a whole list of applications that is part of your suite. So these are the day-to-day tools that you're going to be finding, and I'm going to be going through some of them with you. So the first one I'm going to look at is Planner. So you see it is used to create plans, organize, assign tasks, share files, and get progress updates. So I've already opened up Planner here for us, and I've created a basic Planner team for training team here. So I have created a new plan on the bottom left here, and you'll see that there are many different types of plans that you can create. So if you need to organize yourself on the day-to-day and you've got multiple tasks that you need to keep up on, that you need reminders to be scheduled for you, or you have a team of people you need to organize, let's say it's tax season, you've got a lot of engagements coming in, and you have multiple people who are tracking those engagements. They have different tasks and responsibilities, and they have different schedules for following up on those tasks. And you just need to know, where is everybody right now on this task? How far are we? What do we need to get done? This is the easiest way to get a bird's eye view of what's happening, to see who's doing what, how long they've been doing it for, when is it due, all of the W's. So who, what, where, when, and why will be answered by the application that you set up, or rather the plan that you set up. So you'll see there's some basic templates. So a simple plan for something like yourself, or if you have a more complex plan, you may want to go with something like a project management plan, which is what I have set up for us here in the background. So you will see that it is a basic board that you have set up, and this is set up in the Kanban style, if you're familiar with it, where you have multiple stages and you have tasks. So this is our first task that we have set up. So this can be anything at all, and you can see that task one, let us call it engage with clients. So when we are engaging with clients, we want to know who is going to be engaging with clients. What is this all about? You have the opportunity here to assign members to that task. So everybody who's assigned to that task knows what it is they need to do. So in this case, I'm the only one on this board, so I can assign the task to myself. You have the ability to assign tasks to anybody who you've shared this board with, which you can share in the top right here, and you can share it with anybody in your 365 community. So if you have the email address in their contacts, in your contacts, you can add them here and they can be a part of your network on this board, and you can assign tasks, due dates, progress, priority, whether it's a repeatable task or it's a scheduled task that happens occasionally, daily, weekly, monthly, on a custom scale. You can set that up here. And once you have it set up, you can move the task between different stages of being completed, and you can always know what is happening with your tasks. So here's a task that is scheduled for monthly, medium priority. You can change the progress of it, whether it is in progress or it is completed. There you are. So this is Planner, and one of the most powerful tools that you have for organization is Planner. So that being said, you need to know that Planner also is going to integrate into another application called To Do. So you'll see Planner has a day view here, which allows you to see what you can do today. But that is across all of your plans and what you have planned for you to do in that day. So you are able to see inside of your training team the schedule of all tasks and when they're going to be completed, the chart of what's happening, what stages it's in, and you have all of the statistics that help you to track that. Okay, so Planner does have a premium feature here as well, which works more in the agile style of tracking and events. So if you're interested in working in agile, that may be something you want to do. But if we go back to our apps that we have as a part of our suite, I'm going to go to To-Do, and you'll see it has the same My Day page that we saw in Planner. And this integrates into your Outlook. It integrates into Planner. It integrates into Teams. So all of these things you're able to access across different places, and it is already working for you. So if you're somebody who's flagged emails in Outlook, you have tasks in Outlook, To Do in Outlook, they will appear here as well as a single point of entry for you to see all of your items that you need to do and you need to track. So you can see things that are assigned to you to do. You can see flagged emails. You can see things that are planned in advance, and you can change the view between grid and list, and you can create your own lists of things that you want to keep track of. So this is a great tool for just being on top of your day. So if you're still writing in a diary, that is great, but if you want it to be digital as well, and you want a place that will remind you and actively come to you and send you an email and say, hey, you've got a task and it is due today. Please attend to it well in advance so you don't forget. This is a tool that you are going to use quite a bit. So between Planner for organizing, To Do for keeping track of all the tasks, um, these two are very integrated into each other and they work very easily. So like I say, if you're in Outlook and you are currently doing quite a few different tasks that you need to keep a track of, or different clients and different objectives that you need to finish within the week. You schedule them and it will remind you when it's supposed to be done, and it will send you an email to make sure that you are on it. And it will send you reminders after the email as well to remind you that this task is still not complete. So this is already working inside of Outlook. So you are welcome to try it out when you have a moment. So on top of all of these, we've got To Do, we've got Planner, which we looked at. We also have Power Automate, which is a less known feature inside of 365. It is a free license that comes with your 365. So if you want things to work a bit faster for you in terms of getting an email and, for example, putting a note on your calendar about the time that you received that email, uh, assuming you have a legal requirement or you just want to track when did we start this task, when did we receive the client email, when did we finish the task, Power Automate is going to be the tool for you. So you see it has AI built into it already, so Copilot is already in there, and you would just type a description of what you are trying to do and it will help generate that task for you. So for example, if I get an email from Nikisha and I want, when that email comes in, I want it to notify me in a Teams channel that I received this email. This is the place to set that up. So these are the kind of things we want to take part in on the day-to-day to help us increase our collaborative ability and also to help us be faster in terms of responding to clients, seeing what we need to see in places we need to see it. So as part of that process of creating automations, you can find here a whole bunch of what I would call recipes that you can use that are pre-made for you to help you build proficiency and speed and efficiency in your processes. And you could find something that works specifically for you. So you'll see there are templates, there are solutions, and if you want something more tailor-made, you can go into the Copilot AI and tell it what it is you want to automate it and how you want to automate it, and it will give you the potential options to doing that. So part of reaching out to clients is being presentable and presenting yourself very well. I know that not everybody who has a computer is going to be a designer. They're not going to be able to produce high quality designed websites without getting somebody else as a third party to assist. But as part of the suite in Office that you have is an application called Sway, and it helps you to build websites very, very quickly on Microsoft servers so that you don't have to get a designer to come and do something for you. If you can type, you can create a website and it can look really good. It can look professional. So for example, we've got a few websites here that I'll show you that are created in minutes, and it's a literally color by numbers situation. So if we look at the Art and Film Institute of LA here as our example, this is a basic website that has been created here, and you can see you have the ability to move through it, and you can actually use this for making presentations as well. So if you want to make a quick presentation or a slideshow, a slide deck that you're going to present to people. You need it to look professional. You need to do it quickly. All you have to do is go into Sway and you find the images that you want to use. You type in the information that you want to share, and this is exactly what is going to appear. So once you've created this website, it will be a sway.cloud and Microsoft website, and whatever you call it is what they are going to see. So I see some questions here as well. We see a note taker. This is great. So we're going to move forward. So this is a website that is showing you what is happening at this institute. In fact, it's an interactive website. So you can click on anything here and it will show you a photo. So you can have your own gallery and you can come out of it. You can have a general presentation that looks very good so that you can share some of the projects that you've been working on with clients, and you can make it very attractive. So this is a great tool for I'm going out to make a pitch to a partner, to make a pitch to another company that I'm working with, and I want to share these things in a way that looks professional, it looks good. I don't have the time to get somebody to do this for me. I will do it myself. Okay, so that is Microsoft Sway. So you can see I used one of the templates here below to create a very basic Sway for myself. So this is the editing page and how it looks. You have your images, you have your headings, subheadings, and you have your body of text. And this is all you have to do. Apart from this, you can go in and adjust your transitions between slides. You can add slides, you can remove slides, but it really is all as simple as typing in the information that you want here so that when you get to the final product, it looks exactly as you want it to. So it is a very great tool for setting up basic trainings, letting people know how to do things in the office, how to manage the books, and how to manage certain tasks or processes that will make your life a lot easier. So you don't have to keep repeating yourself. Once you've created the document, you send somebody a link and they know exactly what they've got to do. So an example of this is if you do engagements, you can create a document here and let your client know what the process is that you want them to go through, what they need, so that when they phone you and say, or they email you and say, I need to know what I need to do to put in my tax, you can send them the link and the link explains everything. You can forward them to another document, for example, which is a form so that they can apply for your services without you needing to further reach out to them. So for that, we've got Microsoft Forms. So if you haven't used the form before, it is basically an A4 page that is digital that allows you to take information from your client and automatically put it into a spreadsheet that is trackable. So you can create multiple documents here. So once you create the document, it exists like a web page online. People fill it in. Once they submit it, you receive a notification that it's been filled in, and you are now able to manage that data in a spreadsheet. So again, much like Sway, it is the same kind of setup. You click the type of form you want to create. You design the form. You can put in multiple choice questions, text, ratings, rankings, date and time. You can allow people to upload files to make your life simpler. So if you need a picture of their social security, or you need them to put in a specific document from one of their clients or from a financial institution, you can have them submit it all here without going through the rigmarole of setting up an entirely different system. This is already part of your E3. And the best thing about this is that you can uh, collaborate with your teams, give anybody you want access to this, and you can get all of the stats of how many people have responded, how they responded, when they responded, and what documentation they gave you, and it's constantly backed up to the cloud, so you don't have to worry about where is it and how do I access it. So that is forms in general. So apart from forms, you'll find that there is the bookings app as we are about to round off for the day. The Bookings app allows you to basically have your own personal assistant that works through a link to your calendar that will allow people to book time whenever you say that time is available. So if you're somebody who has to schedule a lot of client calls and people want to know when can I reach you, when can I book you, the easiest way to avoid that additional call is by creating yourself a bookings site, which is going to have a link to your calendar, which will allow people to book you whenever they click on your link. So the link is customized by you. You can determine how much time the client gets and when they get that time. So this will automatically notify you that somebody has scheduled a booking with you. And not only that, it will appear on your Outlook calendar as well. You get to dictate when that person can book, and if it's a Teams meeting or if it is a call that is going to need somebody to follow up on. All right. So this makes your life easier if you have a personal assistant or you don't have a personal assistant. It will make things a lot easier for clients to book you without that additional level of requesting from you. Can I call you? When can I call you? And at what time? So yes, Nikisha, you do see all of your bookings on your calendar. And when you are booking through the bookings.com, the client cannot see your bookings, but they can see that you are unavailable at a particular time. It does not tell them what you are doing. So you will be able to keep your calendar private, but the client will know when it is possible for them to book you. Yes, so it is a good replacement for Calendly. And again, if you prefer Calendly and that's something you want to use, you go ahead and use it, especially if you've been using it for a long time and it's too difficult for you to move over. However, if you are part of the 365 ecosystem, which we all are, I would suggest that this is going to be the best option for you. And I would suggest set up a trial and send the link to yourself, to a few of your colleagues, have them book time with you and see how it works, because it is really simple to set up. You set up bookings within 5 minutes of opening up the app. You determine how long, when, and once you set it up, you send the link to somebody, they click the link and they get a personalized website of your availability with a calendar and your availability. But they never know exactly what you're doing. Just they want to notify you that they want access to you. And that's about it. So lastly, just to squeeze this in, we have lists as well. So it says allow users to create, share, and track data inside of lists. So list is a very nice tool. Much like Planner and To Do, you can create lists of things that need to be done joined into other tasks. So this is a great tool for using when you want to create a process and things need to be checked. So if you need a checklist, for example, you can create a checklist, and as you go down that checklist, according to event, according to a meeting, or according to, you'll see here, this is actually one of our planner setups that appear here. So this also appears inside of planner, lists, and to do. So everything is locked in together, the same with Outlook. So I'm going to close on our last application here today, which is called Loop. So Microsoft Loop is an additional collaboration tool that works wonderfully inside of Teams, inside of Outlook, inside of anything else that is bound to 365. And what it does is it allows everybody to collaborate on a single document in real time and update you. So if we have a meeting, you can create a loop component within the meeting, right in the description, right in the chat of your Teams meeting, and not only create minutes for that meeting, but also assign tasks immediately before you leave that meeting. And all of those tasks will appear in Planner, they'll appear in To Do, they'll appear in Outlook, so that you are all on the same page. Not only that, but you will have a history of all the meeting notes that you've created and how far you are with those tasks. You can create workspaces. For example, a department will have their own loop where you can keep each other in the loop by updating your loop component. So the loop component is very powerful because I'll show you one example of where it is very useful. If you have tasks that you are creating and that are being assigned to people, you can actually go ahead and insert a loop component. So under the insert menu here, you can see loop component over here. And once you create that loop component, you can decide what it creates inside of your email. So loop always looks like this with a wonderful color scheme. And inside of here, you can create tables, bullet points, checklists, tasks lists, votes. So you can send an email, a single email that links to a loop that will update the loop according to what people are voting by. And you can see you can add a progress tracker. You can actually code in here, a Kanban board like we saw in Planner, or we can add a Teams retrospective, for example. So all of these are available from the loop component. The same thing within Teams. You can find it in Teams. You can find it in your Teams meeting to create objectives. Once the objectives are created, you can send a reminder loop component to everybody involved so that they know exactly what's happening. All right. So that is exactly where I'm going to leave it for us today, having expounded quite a bit on the E3 suite of Microsoft 365 applications. I'm glad I could assist Catherine, because these are tools that you already have. These are things that you can start using to increase your collaboration within the team. And I'm hoping that you are starting to see some areas that you've been struggling with where you have a tool to immediately resolve that issue. So that being the case, I would open up the floor to you if you have any questions right now, or if you'd like to make any suggestions for further uh, presentations like this. You are more than welcome to add it to the chat, because I'd like to hear from you what you would like to spend more time doing, or what you would like more information about, so I can start building out those courses for you. So as I mentioned in the beginning, that this is a basics course, because as part of our Becoming series for 365, this is the first entry-level course to show you what is available. The next intermediate course will start to build out a bit more on some of these collaboration tools to help you to become more efficient and better at using them. So if you would like to specifically spend a bit of time on Sway, for example, I would gladly dedicate 15 to 20 minutes on it to show you how to do it, to show you how to deploy it correctly and efficiently. Catherine, you are very welcome. Nikisha, I'm glad this was helpful for you. Yes, and one of the greatest things is using everything within the ecosystem of 365, as Nikisha mentioned, helps you to move away from shadow IT, which means you have less employees and users at the company using third-party applications or software that they just install from the internet, or a website that they just use their work email to sign up onto, exposing you potentially to issues from outside. You know the 365 ecosystem is trusted, it is secure, so we bring all of that inside to keep you even more secure. So it is very helpful for that. Right, so Power Automate and bookings, I will definitely go deeper into that. All right, Stream and Whiteboard, wonderful. So you can definitely spend time on Stream Whiteboard. Mary, you are very welcome. Kathy, you are also very welcome. Right, so I'm keeping my eye on the chat. If there's anything you'd like to share, you're more than welcome to do so. And at this point, I would like to say I have completed. So if you do have another meeting that you're rushing off to, please don't miss it. And you are more than welcome to join us for the next session that we will have. If you haven't already, we've got 2 more webinars that we've created just for you, our Tech Guru family. And we'd like to also invite you to our community. So I'll be reaching out to each and every one of you, inviting you to our community at Tech Guru, where we share this kind of information with you, tips and tricks. And we also allow you as accountants and bookkeepers to meet with each other and to discuss the day-to-day of what you need assistance with. You share tips and tricks of how your company is doing it with other accountants, or ask questions from other accountants and other business owners on how best to do what they've already been doing. And maybe you have a problem area that somebody else has a solution for. That's a great place to find out about it. So I'll make sure that everybody here gets a link to our community as well, so that we can see you there. All right. That being said, thank you so much for coming and joining us on our Becoming series for Office 365. You are now becoming an Office 365 guru. Have yourself a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks for our next webinar. So we've got a cybersecurity webinar, and we've got a technical webinar on how to become a better support person for yourself before putting in a ticket, saving you time and saving you money. See you soon.